Good day, Mr. 11. I am Mr. Danilo Salonga, your teacher in pre-calculus. First lesson in pre-calculus, and that is chapter 1. It is conic section. Conic section. And along this conic section, number 1 is circle, number 2 is parabola, number 3 is ellipse, and the last one is hyperbola. These are all involved under conic section. And first, let us define what a conic section or a conic is. A conic is a solid or hollow object that is taper o nakatayo. Taper in a circular shape. Or simply, it is a circular base at that point A. So that is a cone. Then whereas a plane, gagamitin natin ang plane, it is a flat surface. Okay, it is a flat surface extended in all directions. This is a rectangle. It is a flat surface extended in all directions. Okay, I repeat. A plane is a flat surface extended in all directions. A good example of this one is a rectangle. Now, if a flat surface or a plane intersects tumaan sa cone, it intersects a cone at horizontal, the figure form is a circle. A plane intersects a cone horizontal to the base. Now, if a plane, again as I said, it is a flat surface. It intersects a cone at a slanting point. This one is an ellipse. Then a parabola, it is cut by another at a certain portion. This one is known as the parabola. Then of course the hyperbola, it is somewhat intersecting two congruent cones. The upper one at saka yung lower one. To step it is somewhat like this. Open upwards, open downwards. This one is an hyperbola. The upper cone and the lower cone. Ngayon, ang unang itatopic natin yan about conic section is about circle. So this is a figure of the circle. I presume you have a stock knowledge what a circle is. Now, to have the bird's eye view what a circle is, it is a closed curved line. It is a closed curved line. I repeat, it is a closed curved line. All points of which, in this given figure, the points are point A, point H, point B, point C, point D, and point E. All these set of points are within the circumference of the circle. When we say circumference, the distance around the circle. Now, So a circle is a closed curved line. All points of which are equidistant within a point, and that point is point O. So we have segment OA, segment OH, segment OB, segment OC, segment, if there is a line there, segment OE. And these are the radii of a circle. Radii, this one is in the plural form. Singular, radius. So we have radius OA, radius OH, radius OB, etc., etc. Now, as the circle defined, it is a closed curved line, all points of which are equidistant within the point called center, and that is called as the radius. Now, in this case, we have radius OA, radius OH, radius OB, radius OC, and radius OE. All these radii are said to be equal. Now, if OA, radius OA, is equal to pi. Now, since radii of the same circle are equal, so therefore, OH is also pi. They are equal. And OH is equal to OB, is equal to OC, is equal to OE. They are all equal to pi. If in case OA is 50, so therefore OH is equal to 50, OB is 50, OC is 50, and OE is 50. Radii of the same circle are all equal. So klaro po yan. Ngayon, another terms or another terms attached to a circle, and it is sort of review. In this case, we have CF and a parameter arrow on one direction. Meaning to say, the line is extended in opposite direction. At ang tawag dyan, a line which passes through a single point. It is known as tangent. So this line GF is a tangent of circle O. The next term is secant. A secant, it is also a line segment. Example, let us extend this line upward, then downward. So ilagay natin ngayon ED, and the bar at the top, meaning to say it is a straight line extended in both directions. Ang tawag dyan ay secant. Why? It passes through two distinct points of a circle. It passes through point E and point D. Pero extended siya. What if the same letter? ED. At saka walang arrow. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, it is a line segment. A line segment, there is an exact measure. So this one is not a secant, but it is a chord. So what is a chord? It is a line segment, not a straight line. It is a line segment which connect or intersect a circle at two distinct points, and that is point E and point D. Pagka nag-extend yan, that is no longer a chord, it is a secant. So yung mga terms na dapat natin tandaan. Ngayon, of course, you know the radius. The radius is a line from the center to any point along the circle. So take note, OA and OC are radii of the same circle. If this one is pi, OA, and OC is pi, so the length from the measure of segment AC is equal to 10. And this segment, ang tinatawag dyan ay diameter. So, a diameter is a segment that passes through the center of the circle. Magkaiba yung chord, magkaiba yung diameter. A diameter, it passes through the center of the circle. Malinaw. So, therefore, a diameter is twice of the radius. Twice of the radius. Now, in this case, 2 times 5 will give you 10. So, that is the diameter. Now, it is the opposite. The radius is 1/2 of the diameter. If the diameter is 10, and 1/2 of 10 will give you 5, the reverse. So, these are the terms to be remembered in the geometric figure or conic section circle are the following: radius, tangent, secant, chord, and diameter. Circle O. The symbol of the circle it is a circle or letter O and a dot at the middle. This one is read as circle O. Kung ito ay A, circle A. But normally, it is O, meaning the point of origin. Ngayon, now, if we draw a line from H perpendicular to or x-axis from line OB, thus we have the symbol meaning to say perpendicular. And perpendicular lines form a 90-degree angle. A 90-degree angle. Now, in this case, we have a right triangle. Let us name this one as point P. So, we have a right triangle OHP. Right triangle OHP with angle P is equal to 90 degrees. This one is 90 degrees, and angle O and angle H are an acute angle. If one angle of a right triangle is 90 degrees, therefore this triangle is known as right triangle. Ano ang basihan? One of its angle measures 90 degrees. So, klaro po siya. Then next, if OH is letter R, and knowing OH is equal to, or OA is equal to OH. So, therefore, R is equal to pi. R is equal to pi. Then, if we draw the line, horizontal line passing through the center, letter X, and draw a line vertical passing through the center, and that is letter Y. Ang tawag po dyan, this one is x-axis, and this one is the y-axis. Ang tawag dyan it is rectangular coordinate system. But as of now, it is no longer rectangular coordinate system. It is known as the Cartesian Plane. Cartesian Plane. In honor of René Descartes. It is René Descartes is a mathematician. Now, there is a conflict between algebra and geometry. But because of this Cartesian plane, na-reconcile yung algebra algebra and the geometry. So, ito ngayon ang ginagamit na term, Cartesian Plane or the rectangular coordinate system. And then, there are two axes in a Cartesian plane. First is the horizontal axis, known as the x-axis, and also the vertical axis, patayo, and that is the y-axis. Now, if this one is R is 5, and let us say point A, and the coordinate of point A is R, 4 and 3. And the coordinates of point 0 is 0, 0, 0, 0. So let us designate this one. X is 4, or x sub 2 is 4, and x sub 1 is 0. Then dito naman ay ang y, dito y is 3. Y sub 2 is 3, and y sub 1 is 1. I repeat. At the point of origin, x is 0 and y is 0. X is 0 and y sub 1 is 0. At this point, point H, x is 4 and y is 3. X sub 2, y sub 2, and this one is 0, x sub 1, y sub 1. Now, in solving for letter R, which is the radius, and the longest part of a right triangle, R is equal to R squared is equal to x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. So, dine, ang assign natin dine, ang x natin ay 4. Then minus, ilagay na lang natin x sub 1, x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Ang x sub 1 dine ay 0, minus 0, raised to the second power, plus y is 3, minus 0, raised to the second power. Then 4 minus 0 will give us 4 squared, plus 3 minus 0 will give us 3 squared. 4 multiplied by itself, 4 by 4 will give us 16, then 3 times 3 will give us 9, and the sum of the two is 25. So therefore, r squared is equal to 25, getting the square root of both sides. Square root of both sides. So this one is r is equal to 5. Ito po yun. Ito yung radius. So dito, yung gagamitin natin formula is solving an equation for circle. That is a general formula of a circle. Number 1 is, if the center is located at the point of origin, the center is located at the point of origin, the general formula for a circle is x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. Balik po tayo kanina that 3x or 4 minus 0 is 4. So, dine, matatanggal na po yung h and k. So, dine, ang equation na yan, there is a condition. The condition is, the center of the circle is located at 0, 0. Wherein this one is h and this one is letter k. Ngayon, if a circle whose center is not located not located at the center. So again we have axis y and axis x. 1, 2, 3. 1. Assuming this is the center, and that is letter H and letter T. Now, this one, draw a circle. Lagyan natin ng radius. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of radius R, which is 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then downward, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So collect the set of points. Ito po ngayon yung ating circle. Wherein the center is not located at the point of origin. The center again, the condition is the first one is located at the center, then the second figure, the center is not at the point of origin. Ngayon, ang condition din H and T are not equal to 0. Or, H is equal to 0, but not, or T is not equal to 0, or it is the reverse. H is not equal to 0, but T is equal to 0. So, din yung malinaw. H and T, not 0, so it is not at the center. Or, H is 0, T is not 0, it is not located at the center, and etc. etc. So, ang general formula of that circle wherein the center is not located at the center, kundi nakalagay dyan dito sa not at the center but outside the center of the circle. And the formula is x minus h raised to the second power. Nakaibigay po dyan yung h, dito wala. Then plus y minus k, then raised to the second power is equal to r squared. Ang kondisyon po niyan, h, k is not located at the point of origin. And of course, the last one, the equation is x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f is equal to 0. Ito ang pinaka-standard form. Standard form of a circle. Pinaka-standard po yan, maging sa conics, maging sa hyperbola, ellipse, lahat po ng conic section. Now, I will give you an example application in solving an equation of a circle. Okay, first example. Given illustrative example number 1. Draw the circle whose equation is x squared plus y squared plus 8x plus or minus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. Now, take note of the formula, given formulas, letter A, letter B, letter C. And it is noticeable not applicable ang A, not applicable ang B, but if the equation is written in the standard form. Written in the standard form. So we have x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f is equal to 0. Anong value din ng numerical value of x squared? Of course, it is 1. 1 is no longer written if the coefficient is 1. Now, in this case, d is positive 8. So, this one is positive 8x. And letter E is negative 2y. Ang letter E dito ay negative 2. And of course, letter F is a constant number, positive 1. So, klaro po. So, the first step, or let us solve this one, solution. So, what will be the first step? Regrouping the terms according to their variables. Of the same variable, they should be regrouped. So we have x squared plus y squared plus 8x plus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. Dadalawa lang po ang variables na dito yan. X and y. Mag-start tayo sa letter x. X squared and this one is plus 8x. Other than that, wala na po. So regroup the variables having letter x. So we have x squared plus y squared. The next, y squared according to descending power from highest to lowest. So we have y squared plus, by the way, this one is negative. Negative 2y, then is equal to negative 1. Negative 1. Bakit po naging negative 1? Any term transpose either right or left should be changed. The sign or the sign should be changed. Example po din x minus 1 is equal to 5. On the left side, x minus 1 plus 1. And on the right side, 5 plus 1. Naglagay tayo ng positive 1, magdagdag tayo ng positive 1 on both sides, left and right. It will not change the value. So, negative 1, positive 1 will give us 0. So, what remains is x. 5 plus 1 will give us 6. So, i-check po natin, 6 minus 1 will give you 5. And the principle involved there is A, P, E. Anong ibig sabihin ng APE? Addition property of equality. Any term added sa right side should be added sa left side. Ang shortcut method po niya using transposition. So we have x minus 1 is equal to 5. Transpose negative 1. X is equal to 5. Negative magiging positive. So x plus 5 plus 1 is 6. Ito po yung portion na yan. Wala na yun shortcut method using the transposition. Klaro po. So, since this one is a constant number, transpose po natin yan sa right. Negative will become, positive will become negative through APE. Meaning to say, addition property of equality. Ngayon, Ito po inano ko lang as your refreshing your knowledge about APA. Now take note of the term x squared plus 8x. This one can be completed or completed the square. How to complete it? Kukunin lang po yung exponent ng x, below exponent of variable x. Not squared, but 8x. Ano po yung numerical coefficient ng 8x? It should be 8. Kukunin lang po yung numerical coefficient of the second term. Then afterwards, multiply it by 1/2 or get 1/2 of 8. Then the whole thing raise it to the second power. I repeat, in completing the square, get the numerical coefficient of x, which is 8, and multiply it by 1/2 and raise it to the second power. 1/2 of 8, kalahati ng 8 is 4. And 4 raised it to the second, meaning to say, you multiply the base twice by itself. So 4 times 4, di po yung 4 times 2. Kundi 4 multiplied by 4 twice. 4 multiplied by 4 and the result is 16. So rewrite again the whole thing. So that is x squared plus 8x plus 16 plus, open and close parenthesis, is equal to -1. As I've said, whatever added sa left side should be added sa right side. So positive 16 sa right side is positive 16. 16 is equal to 16. Okay po. Next, the same process dito sa variable y. So, rewrite y squared minus 2y and get the numerical coefficient of the second term. And of course, the numerical coefficient is -2. Again, the same process. Get 1/2 of -2, whatever the result, raise it to the second power. 1/2 of -2, of course, is -1. -1 squared. This means you multiply -1 by itself, and the answer is +1. Or -1 multiplied by -1 is equal to +1. So, klaro po. Then next, ilagay ngayon natin yung +1 added dito, +1. And of course, it should be added sa left side, right side, +1. +1 is equal to +1. Again, in completing the square, I repeat, get the numerical coefficient of x, and 1/2 of 8 is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 should be added sa right side, 16. Then the second is get the numerical coefficient of y, that is -2. 1/2 of -2 is -1/2, or -1, raise it to the second power is +1. Add 1 and add 1. Ngayon, simply simplify the right side. Take note of -1 and +1 will give us 0, so the final result is 16. Ngayon, the two are now a perfect trinomial square. When we say a perfect trinomial square, the first and the last are perfect square. So, draw natin the second power. The square root of x squared is x. And the square root of 16 is 4. Kaya nga po perfect square. X multiplied by x will give you x squared. 4 times 4 is 16. Now the problem is, what will be the sign between x and 4? Take note of the middle sign. It is positive. It follows this one is positive. Okay po. The next, the same. Doon sa second expression. The square root of y squared is y, the square root of 1 is 1, and the sign of the middle term is negative. So, raise it to the second power is equal to 16. Question po? So, wala. So, ito po ay nasa general equation B. General equation B, wherein the circle is not located at the point of origin. Take note, the required is draw the circle. Ngayon, so this one, the center, which is HT, C is equal, H is equal to negative 4. And K is equal to positive 1. Observe po ninyo, dito ay positive, biglang negative. Dito po ay negative, naging positive. I-opposite. Kasi po kung yan natin yan dito sa formula, negative 4 times negative 4 will give you positive 4. Negative 4, or this one. So that one will give us negative 4 times negative 4 will give you positive 4. Raise it to the second power. Ito po yun. Ngayon, dili. Negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 will give us positive. So, kaya doon, y plus 1. So, kunin na lang po yung kabaliktaran para shortcut method. So, knowing the center of the circle, ito po ngayon ang ating circle. Then next is letter R, where letter R is 16. By the way, this is R squared dito sa ating formula. Now, get the square root of both sides. Kunin natin ang square root of both sides, R squared and the square root of 16. Kinakansel na lang, normally dyan. So, R is equal to, the square root of 16 is 4. Ito po yung napakahalaga niyan in order to sketch or draw the circle. So, i-finalize po natin. We have determined the circle of the center of the circle. H is equal to negative 4 and y is positive 1. So that is H is negative 4 and K is equal to positive 1 and R is equal to 16. Based on this data, we can now sketch or illustrate or draw a circle whose equation are given in the standard form. Again, draw the rectangular coordinate system. And take note, rectangular coordinate system has two axes. The vertical line and of course the horizontal line. Okay, so this is the point of origin, 0. And this arrow represents the y-axis and the horizontal axis, ito ngayon yung x-axis. And given h is negative 4. By the way, numbers to the right of x are positive and numbers to the left of x are all negative. So we have positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4. All in equal segments. Right positive on the left side, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and negative 4. So draw a line perpendicular to or draw a line parallel to letter Y. So, dito sa negative 4. Now, this one is negative 4. And K is positive 1. So, upward. This one is positive 1. Downward is negative 1. Then, draw a line. Draw a line. Tapos. Draw a line parallel to S. And this point of intersection, yun ang tinatawag natin center, where X is 4 and Y is 1. X is 4 and this one is Y, Y is 1. Yan po ang center ng ating circle. Ngayon, kung ituloy ko din, tapos po yung space. So, tutulak ko na lang po doon. Itutulak, biro lang po. I-adjust ko na lang po yung drawing or yung rectangular coordinate system. So, ilagay po natin yung H which is negative 4. Dito po sa right, positive 4. Point of origin, 0, 0. So, we have positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4. On the left side, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Then next, upward, positive 1, which is letter A, positive 1, and on the bottom, downward position is negative 1. Again, as I said a while ago, draw a line parallel to Y. You may use dotted line. And from 1, upward, draw a line parallel to x-axis. Again, this is the point of intersection na kung tawagin natin yan center, na ang coordinate x is negative 4 and coordinate of k is positive 1. Yan po yung center. Now, alam po na natin kung ano ang radius. With radius 4. So, from the center, count 4 segments equally, and on downward 4 segments, right 4 and 4. Lahat po ay 4, since na dahil the same circle are equal. So, first point from the center, radius 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ito po yun. So, ang coordinate ni red, this point, coordinate, x is negative 4 and y is 1. So, this one, kung bibilangin mo natin yan, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is the radius of the circle, 4. Then, upward, the same, 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ito mga ngayon, ang points niya. Second point, the coordinate, negative 4, and pataas, meron na po tayo mabili from origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then next on the left side, 4 units. So this segment and this segment is equal to 4, the radius. So sa right side, sa left side, 4 units from the origin, from the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. So ito po ngayon yung point whose coordinates are negative 8 and positive 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then downward, 4 units. So we have 1. Then next 2, 3, 4. Ito ngayon po yung ating point of intersection whose value of x is negative 4 and y is negative 3. Dito po yung counting, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So we have a set of points first, second, third, and fourth, and draw or connect a line connecting all points within the circle. Yung required circle. Ito po kayo yung ating circle. Na itong circle na yan, given equation, x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. Ito po kayo yung sketch or drawing of the circle. Are there any question po? Kung wala, just ask any question, then send it to my email, Salonga Danilo 5.@gmail.com. So, kung klaro na po yun ang given is the standard equation na required po natin ay yung draw a circle. Now, in order to draw the circle, you must determine the center and the radius. Knowing the center and the radius, you can now draw the circle. Now, it is the reverse. Kabaliktaran naman po. Kung marunong tayong pumunta sa palengke, marunong tayong bumalik sa bahay. So, example number 2. Given the center of the circle C, H is negative 4 and K is 1 with radius R, which is equal to 4. Now, determine or find the equation of the circle. Yan po ang symbol ng circle. Letter O and a dot. So, yan po ang problem number 2. Ang required po din so given center negative 4 and 1 and radius R is equal to 4. Ano ang required? Ang required po natin the standard form of a circle. So take note of the given and also the general formula of a circle. Mga tatlo yun, letter A, letter B, and letter C, where letter C is the standard form. Ito po ang magagamit natin ngayon, yung letter B. Letter B, formula, solution. So ito po ang formula gagamitin natin, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So knowing the given and knowing the akmang formula, we can now solve the standard equation of a circle. Just merely substitute the value of h and k, where h is negative 4 and y is positive 1. So again, solution, continuation. X, since it is negative 4, negative times negative will give us positive 4. And raise it to the second power. Then plus y, then given is positive 1. Positive times negative will give us negative 1. Raise it to the second power, and r is equal to 4, so 4 is squared, or 4 raised it to the second power. Klaro po. First and second, they are known as the square of a binomial. To get this one, to expand this one, to simplify, square the first, x squared, and to get the middle term, multiply the first by the second. Positive 4 will give us 4x, and twice, dalawang beses, twice of 4x, 2 times 4 will give us 8x, and square the last term, 4 times 4 will give us 16. Again, square the first, x squared, to get the middle term, x times 4, 4x, twice, 4 times x will give us 8x, and 4 times 4 is 16. The same manner with the second one. Y times y is y squared, 1 times 1 is negative y, double, that is negative 2y, and negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1, is equal to 16. So again, arrange them according to high x exponent. So we have x squared, then x is plus y squared, followed by 8x, and negative 2y is equal to 16. So then plus 16, then plus 1 is equal to 16. 16 plus 1, 16 plus 1. So again, simplify the constant. This one will give us positive 16. Rewrite everything. Negative 2y, positive 8x, positive y squared, and positive x squared is equal to 16. Equate it to 0. So rewrite x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 2y plus 17. Transpose 16 positive will become negative, is equal to 0. Then the last step, simplify 17 and negative 16. We have x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. And this is the required general standard equation of a circle. Balik po sa dati. So, klaro po. Are there any question? If you have any inquiry, please just inform me through Facebook. So, ito po yung ano yan, ang given natin sa number 1, general equation, required, draw the circle, and number 2, given the center and the radius, find the standard form. So again, we are through with our lesson about the circle, and for now, goodbye muna, and God bless. I'll be giving you an assignment, and please open your Moodle app. I-add ko doon yung ating assignment na dapat ninyo isolve. Thank you for listening, and God bless.